Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Tonight, I'm going to be breaking down last night's 9-game slate. Was a really nice day for the DFS Sweatshop, man. A lot of us got it in. We're going to talk about that. It was a really nice day for me. As you know, it was my daughter's 3rd birthday, and she's very eccentric, eclectic, free-spirited, hippie little girl. You see, she got little dreadlocks popping and everything. So, and she has troubles talking. The L's sound like a W. So she says, "Daddy, I love you." She's saying, "Daddy, I love you." Right? So I asked her what she wants for birthday. I said, "Carson, what do you want for your birthday? What can Daddy do for you for your birthday?" She says, "Daddy, I want a picnic in the playground." Okay. It's February and it's 40 degrees outside, and she wants to have a picnic in the playground. So I round up my wife, my children. We make a picnic basket, get a little cake, do it all, everything we can do. One thing I love about her, she's very easy to please. It doesn't take much to make her happy. I hope she stays that way because Daddy don't have a lot of money. So go to the park. We have this little party for her. It's hell. I'm catching hell, trying to keep the candle lit so she can blow it out. The kids, they're running around in the playground, having a great time. After that, we round them all up. It's too cold out here. Let's go. We're shivering our asses off. We go to Chuck E. Cheese. They run amok, go crazy. We have tickets falling out of our ass. I'm standing at this machine. I'm just the guy that stands in the machine, feeding it the tickets while they go and play and get more tickets. So I'm just feeding the machine the tickets, trying to get my lineups right. It's getting closer to lock. I'm answering questions. Cats are hitting me up like, "Yo, what I do here? What I do here?" And I'm giving them my best answers. I'm trying to juggle all these things, man. But I'm having the time of my life, actually, because I'm with my children and I'm with you, my family, kicking it. So lineups locked. Bam, I know. And the Jimmy Butler news comes out right after lock. And I'm like, fuck, I'm glad that I did not let what everybody was telling me about my core plays take me off of them, because Jimmy Butler was the pivot to a guy that's in the core 4 that I really liked, that people just did not understand why I liked him so much. So let's go ahead and jump into a very quick core 4 review. Before we do that, we will take a strong drink. This is the Blanton's Straight Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey, one of the finest you can find if you're a regular common person just like I am. Awesome stuff. You do like a little whiskey chew with that. You chew it, it glances over the palate. You don't get the caramel that you get from the Basil Hayden. This is a really nice bourbon whiskey, one of my favorites. Let's go ahead and jump into some shout outs, man, because, I could spend like 20 minutes just shouting cats out, but we gonna roll through some real quick, man, just because, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean no disrespect to anybody else, but no one is doing what we are doing. Nobody. There's no other DFS crew, not on YouTube, not on Twitter, not nowhere. They're not doing what we're doing. They're not. Check the Twitter. Check us. They're not doing what we're doing, man. 25 racks the other night. I'm about to get into what's happening tonight. So, and for me, if you don't want to subscribe to the website, you don't have to. I give you just enough information, I feel like, on the YouTube for you to expound upon the game you already have. But if you want that next level shit, that deeper shit, that shit that some of the best minds in DFS are talking about daily, that's when you come to the website. Because maybe you can't, maybe you don't want to pay the subscription. Maybe you don't want to. It's 2 punk ass quarters. It's not even a cup of coffee a day, brother. But maybe you don't want that. Maybe you're good on YouTube. You're fine on YouTube. Comment, like, subscribe, share. You can stay here. It's all good. I'm going to keep doing this shit for free for you, because this is where I started at. But the website is fucking popping. The VIPs are fucking popping. That's where it's going down at. Those guys get like the unfiltered. And they also have that community vibe between each other, man, that, when I can't just get in there and really mix it up, them cats mix it up with each other. And they come up with some of the best shit I've ever seen. Word. I issued a core 4 today. The shit was fire. Litty. I went out and I tripled my buy-in. So I'm cool with that. But there's cats in there that took my core 4, put their own shit with it based on the other shit that we teach in the sweatshop, and the cats got to the money. I'm talking about the logo was everywhere. Dude, some of these cats were standing on top of some of the best DFS minds in the game. Some of the shark dudes, they was looking down on the motherfuckers like, yeah, I'm here at 7,500, looking at you at 1,000. Like, what's up? Nobody else is doing that. So you can spend your time with them, or you can make money here with us. Either you're doing two things, man. In DFS, either you're making money or excuses. And we tired of excuses. We about making some money. Let's go ahead and jump to these quick shout outs, man. There are a lot of cats had really nice nights, really awesome nights for a lot of cats. We're gonna start with the homie Dave Cunningham, 15x on his buy-in. Had a really nice showing in that that 1K Skyhook 3-entry max. That was a really good showing there. Also, won 400, took down second in the 5K jump shot single entry. Just balled out, balled out. Really nice showing from Dave Cunningham. Shout out to you, Dave. Marvin Allen, 3 seasons of DFS and the first big NBA win. The knowledge is rubbing off from Maurice. Good looking out, sweatshop fam. Bam, that's what it is. Scott Ferguson, nice to make a little something despite having Butler in the early lineups. The core four was so litty that if you still had Butler and you got a 0, you still balled. And I'm gonna show you what happened with that too. Matt Brown, tilted to the turbo when I heard the Butler news was out and still had a very nice night. Dude walked away with $350 in the turbo slate. Really awesome night for him. But we got to get into the Kings, man. The king of the sweatshop. Before we do that, Justin Fletcher, man, the homie, just joined the team. Glad to have you, bro. He said, I just joined the DFS sweatshop today and had 5 lineups touch 300. Thanks to all y'all help. Appreciate it. Keep it 300. That's what we do. Then we go talk about Eric Chatham, the big homie. Now, you see some of the greatest names in DFS in this tournament with this dude, and he just fucking destroyed him. Took down first place in the 12K Hot Shot 3-entry max. 5th place. He had three lineups that placed in the same spot in 5th place in the 25K and one. Just an awesome showing for this dude. Took away like 7,500 in total. Awesome night for Eric Chatham. You are one of the kings of the sweatshop. There are 2 of you tonight. Next guy we're going to talk about is the big homie QV Ho. Thank you, Maurice Simmons, for your daily advice. The grind does pay off. DFS Sweatshop fam, Facebook VIP mixing. He took down 4th place in the biggest tournament on DraftKings tonight. The 400K 4-point play. 4th place. That's good for 7,500 for him. The lineup he went with was Russell Westbrook, Booker, Paul George, Matt Barnes, Henson, D'Angelo Russell, Wilson Chandler, and Yogi Ferrell. He used the core 4. It was excellent, awesome night for him, and a really great night for the sweatshop. Also, the homie SGG 171 got the logo loud and proud. Everybody looking up at him. $20 winner take all, 500 for him. Awesome. Nobody else is doing this shit, bro. They're not doing this shit. And if you don't believe what I'm reading, go to my Twitter and you can see it. Let's go ahead and jump to a quick core 4 review. All right. Tonight's core 4 was one that I was very, very confident. I was very excited for lineups to lock because I really thought I had a nice core 4 and some solid roster builds around those. So we're going to start with Matt Barnes. He was somebody that I really liked. We know the injury situations. There was a chance that we wasn't going to see Aaron Aflalo. There was a chance that we weren't going to see Ty Lawson, but he did end up playing. Also, we know that Rudy Gay is out. We know that Garrett Temple was going to be out for quite some time. So at 26% owned, Matt Barnes was 3.9K. I liked the price on him, and he brought back 26 DraftKings points. That was a really nice return on a very small investment. I appreciate that anytime I get that. Next player we're going to talk about is Paul George. 16% ownership was on him. 8.1K was the price. He brought back 52.75 DraftKings points. I believe his highest DraftKings score this year. Now, the reason why I was so hard and so on Paul George was because Jeff Teague was in a better matchup, and I really felt like everybody was going to slide the coverage over to Jeff Teague, and he was going to be the more higher-owned play on that team. Everybody knows in DFS you can always target the Brooklyn Nets, and that's what a lot of cats did. But I took the road less traveled, man. I went with Paul George. I just felt like he was in a spot to really blow up. He's been on an uptick recently and hadn't been playing particularly well up until the last few games. I thought I'd take a shot on him, and it really paid off. 52.75 DraftKings points was that return on the 8.1K salary, so that was awesome. Also, when the Jimmy Butler news broke, I knew Jimmy Butler was going to see a lot more ownership than Paul George was too. I think a lot of people were going to see those two guys in the same kind of price point and say, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna go ahead and pay up for uh, Jimmy Butler. Whereas I stayed right where I was at Paul George, had a little bit more salary to divide in my other spots. And it's not like I knew that Jimmy Butler was gonna fucking be hurt. Like that was just a good break on my part because I was 90% Paul George and 10% Jimmy Butler. That happens in DFS. I didn't plan it. I'm not that smart, but tonight it fell in our favor. And the next player we're going to talk about is D'Angelo Russell. I knew he was going to be a very chalky play. The price is just too low on him. Recency bias would not let people not roster him tonight. I knew he was going to see a ton of ownership, and I wanted to get a piece of it because the price is very cheap. This is a 7K point guard, bro. This at least. This is a 7K point guard. So to get him at 5.9, it was fucking stealing. So I had to get on that. Like I said, he was highly owned. 32% was ownership on him. 5.9K was the salary. He brought back 40 DraftKings points. That was a really nice return on a kind of mid-level investment. The last play was the one that I knew folks that follow the show and follow me in general, they know I do not like to pay up for certain studs. They know there's some guys that I'm just not going to pay up for. So a lot of them, when they saw me take that stand on this dude today, they roll with me. And we're talking about Russell Westbrook, man. This dude went out and fucking balled. The ownership was at 13% on him in most GPPs. He was 11.5K, one of the lower price points that we've seen on him in recent times. He brought back 82.75 DraftKings points, and I just thought that it was his turn. He was in line to get a huge fucking triple-double. He went out, dropped 30-some-odd points, double-double, triple-double, just awesome game, chip a double for the ball. And the one thing that kind of hurt me in GPPs and hurt a lot of us in the sweatshop to where we couldn't really maximize on what Russell Westbrook did was the game we saw from James Harden. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Now, this core 4 cost me about 29.4K in salary. Now, you know when I issue a core, I like to keep my core, like I would like you to keep yours, somewhere between 20K left to spend on the other 4 players and 25. So between 25 and 20K to have left to spend on other players. So I'm going to be spending from between 25 and 30K on my core 4. I spent 29.4, and this core, in theory, at 5x value, would have brought back 147 DraftKings points. That would have been very respectable because the night's cash line was not that high. It was not a high scoring night. So at 5x value, that wasn't horrible. Now, you had to do more of the heavy lifting, but it just wasn't horrible. Now, at 6x value, this core would have brought back 176.4 DraftKings points. That's me telling you, if you roster my core 4, get your ass in the truck. 6x value is where I'm taking you. We're going to the 300 club. You find one more stud and 3 scrubs, and we're going to fucking roll. Well, tonight's core hit 201.5 DraftKings points. I was damn near plus 25? 25. Plus 25. I was plus 25 with the core 4. This core 4 hit 6.9x value, almost 7x. And that's telling you, man, listen, just put anybody in your lineups. I'm taking you to the 300 club. And that's what happened tonight. Saw a lot of big winners. A lot of guys really cashed in. And it's all due to the fact that we do 2 things, man. We stick to our core 4 roster building strategy. And we also keep enough money to show up every day by sticking to our 10% rule when it comes to our bankroll management. I got to be honest with you. I went a little heavier than 10% today. I went at about 20% of my complete bankroll just because, I mean, as a gambler, man, it took over. I was making lineups right before lock, and I just really loved this lineup. So I put it in quite a few tournaments, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. So let's go ahead and jump into the feature for plays of the night. These are the 4 most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS sweatshop, in the Facebook VIPs, as well as on the desktop chat in the DFS sweatshop website. Let's go ahead and talk about the Who Dat scoring all them points over there player tonight. This is going to go to Marcus Morris. This is somebody that I talked about on last night's show. I kind of intimated that I didn't really want to pay up at center, but I did want to get a piece of the rebounding on the Detroit side of the ball in that game. So I really thought that Marcus Morris and or Tobias Harris would be decent plays. At 6% ownership, Marcus Morris, 5K, 10x on him. Went out and got 50 DraftKings points. An awesome game we saw from him. Next play we're going to talk about is the how did I miss that play tonight? How did I miss that? This is a sweatshop law, and I missed it. I can tell you how I missed it. Because Luke Walton, you a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass. But you don't know your rotations. How the fuck we supposed to know who you starting on a day-to-day? The only motherfucker that I feel comfortable rostering, like really comfortable rostering, is Russell Westbrook. D'Angelo Russell when he's completely fine and there's no injury issues and no minutes limits, so everything is fine. He's the only person on this team that I feel comfortable rostering. Not even Julius Randle, none of them. So who the fuck would know that Larry Nance is going to go out and act like a fucking boss at 0.9% ownership, less than 1% owned, 3.2K, very cheap salary, goes out and scores 44.75 DraftKings points. How the fuck did I miss that? And that's why tonight, you would have, how did I miss that play tonight? Good game out there for you, Larry Nance Jr. Next play we're going to talk about is, of course, the heat check play tonight. This can only go to one person. We talked about him in the Core 4. It is very nice whenever a Core 4 member makes his way to the Heat Check Play of the Night award, and it is Russell Westbrook. We talked about him, 13% ownership, 11.5K was the salary, 82.75 DraftKings points, led all DraftKings scores and points. Awesome night, and that's why you tonight, Westy, salute. You're the Heat Check Player of the Night. Now we have to talk about that one motherfucker. And this is kind of fucked up. Because I also play I play on FanDuel as well. And I had this dude, I dropped 3 rosters on FanDuel. All the same roster, 3 entries, and the single entries on FanDuel. And I had a really nice, I stuck to my core, the same core plays that I had on my DraftKings lineups. And this motherfucker really fucked up a good thing, man. I'm telling you. I'm at 320. And this dude is playing the only overtime game of the night. And this motherfucker goes out at 10% ownership. So ownership is fairly fair and low on him. 5.4K, the price was not that expensive. He goes out and scores 4.5 DraftKings points. And even less than that in FanDuel points. 3 FanDuel points. You mean to tell me, not only is your ownership higher than your DraftKings score, but your price is higher than your DraftKings score. 5.4, you score 4.5. Man, you got to be motherfucking kidding me. Tonight, Ryan Anderson, you a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass. How the fuck you gonna go out and rob me? I'm having a night of my motherfucking life, and you gonna steal the glory from me in an overtime game with your snowflake ass. I ain't gonna roster your ass again tonight till I catch another one of those up-tempo, up-pace games. James Harden feeling frisky. You standing over there on the side, around a 3-point line, ready to knock some shit down. I'm gonna fuck with you again. But tonight, you a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass. Let's get on with the rest of the motherfucking show. Now, we've reached a point in the show where I like to get into my very best DraftKings lineup. And this is only to show you that the guys that I'm talking about, the guys that are in my player pool, are the guys I'm talking about. I want to develop a trust with you where you know that, hey man, if this guy is talking about a guy, he's gonna play him. I ain't like them other motherfuckers who try to take you off of plays and steer you off of people and tell you they're gonna play somebody that they're really not. Oh, the beast of the night is this dude. Like, I'm not that cat. Real, honest DFS talk is what you're gonna get when you enter the DFS sweatshop. So let's go ahead and jump into my very best DraftKings lineup. Put it up here. And this is where, when your core hits, man, you have a night like a lot of us had tonight in the shop, man. It was an awesome night, bro. Awesome night. Had quite a few lineups do well. A few of my lineups did hit the 300 club, but my very best line tonight was here. And this is the lineup for the second night in a row. This is the lineup that I had in all of my single entry tournaments. And this is funny because very seldomly do I put the best lineup that I create, because I usually run between 5 and 10 lines on a big slate. Very seldomly is the best lineup that I have on the night the one that I put in the in my single entries, because that's where I really make most of my money at. As you can see, I had this lineup in the 5K single entry, the daily dollar single entry, the 12K hot shot 3 entry max, the 5K jump shot single entry, the 25K and one, the dollar tournament. Had it in a few quarter arcades. Also had it in the fast break single entry. That is a $27 entry, and also in the 4K quarter arcades too. So I had this lineup in a lot of different spots, man, and it was a really good night because of this lineup. Um, There you are. Now, of course, this is a true to form core four lineup. We've got Russell Westbrook, the heat check player tonight here. We've got Matt Barnes, 26 DraftKings points for him. We've got D'Angelo Russell, who I really liked, with the 40 DraftKings points, as well as Paul George here with that 52.75. And just to give you a quick, look at what I'm thinking, I wanted to get a piece of that Dallas Portland game. I really wanted to get a piece of that game. I thought that Seth Curry or I was thinking Seth Curry or Wesley Matthews, and I kind of botched that. I should have went Wesley Matthews and paid up at another spot, but I ended up getting Seth Curry and Dirk Nowitzki from that game. Wilson Chandler was always a play for me. It might as well have been a core five today because I loved Wilson Chandler. I had him in a lot of spots. I knew he was the industry chalk, so that's why we had him in this lineup to keep pace with the rest of the field. Plus, being in that $27 tournament, a lot of sharp guys are in there, and there's usually a lot of chalk plays in there. This lineup probably wouldn't cash that much in the 4-point play because it's a bigger tournament. People take more risks. But when you're putting $27 on one lineup, you're going to want to play some chalk because everybody else is going to be playing the chalk too. So I did take a few chances. I knew Karis LeVert. He forced his way into this lineup just because the news came out that he was starting. I knew a lot of guys were going to pivot to him. The ownership on him was about 27% in this tournament. I didn't even like him like that. But I knew a lot of other people were going to have him, and I didn't want to not have him, and he went off, and I lose because I don't roster a 3.9K player that went the fuck off. So I was forced into this play. This shit is like chess, man. This shit is not checkers, bro. Ownership means something, especially when you play in higher dollar tournaments. Ownership is definitely a key feature of the way you do your roster build. So this lineup did finish with 309.75 DraftKings points. That was a really nice showing here. Another one, this one. Now this is the one that I was gonna put in my single entries, but I just didn't like Miles Turner that much. When I looked at the lineups again, Miles Turner was just not somebody who I was sold on. I really didn't like him. I like Gary Harris at the shooting guard spot. This is another core four roster build here. Westbrook, George, Russell, and Barnes. I wanted to pay up a little bit for the center spot, so I did fuck with Miles Turner, even though I didn't like him as much as I liked a couple other guys. I thought maybe he could be in line. I knew I wanted to attack Brooklyn on some level, other than just the Paul George and the Jeff T, like everybody else is going to do. Also had Yogi Ferrell, who I really liked. The price point was really nice on him still. He went out and dropped 45 DraftKings points. Miles Turner snowflaked on me with the 23 DraftKings points. Not a great showing from him. And one more lineup. And this is the one that I I was really upset about. This one kind of pissed me the fuck off. And I know if you played tonight, you went through this too. Because let's check this out. This was one of my favorite lineups. I love this lineup. All right. Of course, we've got the core four roster build. We got Russell Westbrook here. We got Matt Barnes. We've got D'Angelo Russell, and we've got Paul George. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna have Paul George everywhere. I'm not gonna be 100% Paul George. I'm gonna pay up for Jimmy Butler. So I go up, pay up for Jimmy Butler. Still can get Wilson Chandler, D'Angelo Russell. I like Norman Powell already. That allowed me to get Yogi Ferrell. So this lineup I love this lineup. And this lineup finished with 299.5 DraftKings points. If this motherfucker plays and has a game, I'm taking some shit down. Now, sure, the cash line probably was going to rise a little bit everywhere else just because Jimmy Butler, was that high owned. I believe he was 30% owned in the $27 GPP that I was just talking about. But damn, man. Damn. But that's why we play, man. That's why we keep playing. You can never get it 100% right. You can never get it 100% right. It's very seldom that you get it 100% right. So that's why we keep playing, and that's why we love this game, because it's very unpredictable, and there's that element the element there that keeps us coming back. And that's what it was for us tonight. So let's go ahead and jump into a very brief recap of last night's games. Get that. Having those issues. Damn. Alright. I hate technical difficulties. This is what I usually do. Brings it back into focus. Alright. So let's go ahead and jump into a quick recap of last night's games. We're going to roll through them quickly because we do have a monster 10-game slate that we're going to be going over for tomorrow. We're going to start in Orlando, where the Toronto Raptors come to town. I can tell you, I did not like Lowry. Man, too many games in too many days. He played 42 minutes, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists with 1 block, while shooting 25% from the field, going 5 for 20. That was not good. 2 for 11 from behind the arc. Not a great game there. We saw Jonas Valanciunas for 34 minutes. He balled out 11 rebounds, 18 points with 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. Pretty good game there. We saw a nice one from Fred VanVleet off of the bench. In 22 minutes, he had 15 and 3 to go with 3 assists and 1 steal. And I can guarantee you nobody rostered Fred VanVleet last night. On the Orlando side, really nice game we saw from Serge Ibaka, man, 20 and 12 to go with 1 assist and 3 blocks while shooting 66% from the field, 2 for 3 from behind the arc. Nice game there. Nikolai Vucevic, not a great one from him, 18 and 5 to go with 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. And Evan Fournier grabbed 10 boards, had 20 points, and 4 assists in his 35 minutes. Pretty good game there from him. CJ Watson off of the bench in 32 minutes had 18 and 3 to go with 4 assists and 2 steals with a block. Really nice game there from him. And Elfrid Payton in 31 minutes had 10 points, 4 boards, and 6 assists to go with a steal. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Brooklyn Nets at home against the Indiana Pacers. Now, Paul George, man, 36 minutes for him. He had 24 points, 11 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks while shooting 40% from the field, hit 1 of 5 3-pointers and 5 of 5 shots from the line. This game looked like it was going to blow out, but, man, the Brooklyn Nets came back, and they really did come back hard, man. It was a really good game up until the last minute. Thad Young was balling out before he left the game due to an injury. He played 21 minutes, had 10 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. And I guess the revenge narrative with him is real because he was on track to have a fucking 50-point game. I didn't have him anywhere. I was kind of happy that he didn't finish the game. Not happy that he got hurt, but happy that he didn't finish the game. Miles Turner snowflaked out. We saw him 11 and 4 to go with 1 assist and 3 blocks. Jeff Teague had a really nice one, 24 points, 3 boards, 7 assists, and 3 steals for him. Monte Ellis off of the bench in 25 minutes had 9 and 6 to go with 2 steals and 2 assists. And we saw a decent game from Al Jefferson, 11 points and 5 boards in his 15 minutes. On the Brooklyn side of the ball, Karis LeVert stunk up the fucking joint, bro. Stunk it up. 29 minutes, he had 4 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. And at a certain point in the night, I was like, if he gives me 10 points, I'll be happy. Just give me 10 DraftKings points. 1 for 9 from the field for 11%. 0 for 4 from behind the arc. He did hit 2 free throws. He did try 2 free throws. Horrible game from him. Brook Lopez, 23 and 6 to go with an assist with a block in his 30 minutes. Saw a nice game from Spencer Dinwiddie, 13 and 4 to go with an assist and a block in his 27 minutes. And Joe Harris jumped off of the bench in 24 minutes and had 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 steals. Pretty nice game there from him. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Detroit Pistons at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves. We're going to start on the Minnesota Timberwolves side, where Andrew Wiggins, he led the team in minutes, played 40 minutes. He had 21 points, 3 boards, 1 assist. Not a great game there. Gorgie Jang grabbed 12 boards, had 2 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks, and 6 points. Really nice game we saw from Gorgie Jang. Karl Anthony Towns had a double-double in 33 minutes, but it just wasn't big enough. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block while shooting 57% from the field. Not a great game there. Zach LaVine finally scored 20 points in an NBA game. In 31 minutes, he had 20 points, 4 boards, and 4 assists to go 9 of 13 from the field for 69%. Pretty good game there from him. Rick Rubio in 34 minutes had 16 and 2 to go with 7 assists and 2 steals. The price needs to come down on Ricky Rubio. Those 50-point games are not like the norm for him. Shabazz Muhammad in 23 minutes had 15 points and 1 steal. Not a great game there. On the Detroit side, monster game from Marcus Morris. 36 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, shooting 63% from the field and 5 for 9 from 3. And players just have those nights sometimes. John Lure, nice game, 35 minutes for him. He had 24 and 4 to go with 1 assist while shooting 50% from the field and 4 for 7 from behind the arc. And Andre Drummond had a really nice double-double, man. In 29 minutes, he had 12 points, 18 boards, 2 steals, and 3 blocks while shooting 42% from the field. Pretty nice game there. Those of you that chased those KCP points, I didn't think he would have a great game anyway. He played 36 minutes, bro. Only had 2 points. I don't care about the rest of what he did. He played 36 minutes and had 2 points. Horrible game from him. Reggie Jackson 10 and 3 to go with 8 assists and a steal in his 26 minutes. And we saw Tobias Harris for 22 minutes. He didn't do much. He had 14 and 3 to go with an assist and a steal. The next game I'm going to talk about went into overtime. It is the Houston Rockets at home against the Chicago Bulls. I was very pissed when this game went into overtime because I had no Harden and I was 90% Westbrook. On the Chicago side of the ball, we saw a killer game from Michael Carter-Williams. Nobody had him on the roster because nobody knew he was going to get the start until after lineups locked. He was a part of the Jimmy Butler news. He had 23 points, 9 boards, and 6 assists. Also had a block while shooting 61% from the field. Pretty nice game there we saw from him. Taj Gibson had a dub, 20 points and 6 rebounds to go with 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Pretty good game there. Robin Lopez grabbed 11 boards, and he had 7 points, 2 assists, and 2 blocks in his 40 minutes. Dwayne Wade started off very slow, but he ended up riding the ship. I know as soon as the Jimmy Butler news broke, everybody that had Dwayne Wade was like, yes, usage, bitch. But it wasn't a killer game for D-Wade, but he did have 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists while shooting 36% from the field, going 8 for 22. Not a great game there. Nikolai Mirotic in 16 minutes had 11 and 7 with 3 assists and 2 steals, and Paul Zipser had 11 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 2 blocks while shooting 40% from the field in his 29 minutes. On the Houston Rockets side, excellent game we saw from James Harden. Damn near triple-doubled on him. 42 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists to go with 2 steals and a block. And if he'd have got 1 more assist, it would have made it all the more, reason to roster him on a slate like tonight, man. He balled out. Eric Gordon off of the bench, 21, 1 rebound, 4 assists, and 1 block. Pretty decent game there for him. Pat Beverly had 9 and 7 to go with 7 assists, 1 steal, and also shot 37% from the field. Not a great shooting game for Patrick Beverly. Clint Capella in 31 minutes had 14 and 9 to go with a block. And if this dude is playing 30 some odd minutes, he should definitely do more than this. This was unacceptable. I mean, Clint Capella, you give me 30 minutes of Clint Capella, I'm thinking 40 easy. 40 easy. Easy double-double for him. And that's just not what happened tonight. Trevor Ariza, really nice game for him. 10 points, 6 boards, 1 assist, 3 steals, while shooting 42% from the field and 2 for 6 from behind the arc. Ryan Anderson, this snowflake-ass motherfucker played 33 minutes. And he only took 7 shots. When have you ever seen Ryan Anderson only take 7 shots? No points, 4 boards. That's it. Let's move on. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Oklahoma City Thunder at the crib, taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. I liked a lot about this game. I love the Russell Westbrook. You know that already, but we're going to start on the Memphis side of the ball, where Mike Conley shat the bed, didn't have him anywhere. Straight fade on Mike Conley was what I was doing. 18 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and 3 steals in 34 minutes. Zach Randolph off of the bench, another double-double, 16 points, 10 boards, 3 assists, and 1 steal while shooting 42% from the field. Tony Allen in 29 minutes had 11 and 4 with 1 steal and 2 blocks. Decent game there. And Marc Gasol continued his nice scoring games, 31 points, but he only got 4 boards. He had 8 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. It was an overall really nice DraftKings outing for him as far as the fantasy points were concerned. But, man, if you're that big, bro, you've got to rebound the ball better than that, man. 4 boards? Come on, man. That's bullshit. Chandler Parsons played 24 minutes. He had 12 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Did not see much else from the Memphis side of the ball. On the Oklahoma City side, saw a really nice game, rebounding and scoring the basketball from Steven Adams in 44 minutes. I told you on last night's show who the fuck else is going to play these center minutes. Dude played 44 minutes in a 48-minute game with no overtimes. You got to play him. 16 points, 13 boards, 2 assists, and 1 steal to go with 2 blocks while shooting 53% from the field. Steven Adams had a nice one. Russell Westbrook, big triple-double for him. In 37 minutes, he had 38 points, 13 boards, 12 assists, 3 steals, shooting 40% from the field and 5 for 7 from 3, and hit 17 of 17 free throws. Those were very big. Joffrey Lavergne off of the bench had 16 and 8 to go with 2 assists while shooting 85% from the field. Really nice game there. Anthony Morrow chipped in 15 and 1 rebound in his 19 minutes. Didn't see much from Sabonis or Roberson, and Jeremy Grant only scored 3 points and had 1 rebound in his 13 minutes. Next game I'm going to talk about the Boston Celtics at home against the LA Lakers. This was a game that people said it was going to blow out. I didn't think it was going to blow out too much. I thought we would still be able to see the full allotment of minutes from both guys. From both sides of the ball. But I didn't think we were going to have to see a huge game from Isaiah Thomas in order for the Boston Celtics to win this game. Knowing they were on a back-to-back, I just thought the other guys would pick up the slack and they would beat them without a problem. And that's kind of what happened tonight. We're going to start on the Lakers side of the ball, where Luol Deng in 20 minutes had 3 and 6 with 1 assist. Not a great game there. Tyreek Black, 17 minutes, had 4 and 6 to go with 1 assist. And Timothy Mozgov shit the bed in 14 minutes, had 4 and 6 to go with an assist. Not a great game there. Swaggy P, Nick Young, Swaggy on FanDuel. You had your own fucking slate yesterday. He didn't do shit. But today, you just fumbling and bumbling and stumbling, and like Lou Williams, you knocking down all the shots. 5 for 10 from behind the arc. 17 points for him. Had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals to go with the block. A nice game we saw from Swaggy P. D'Angelo Russell was a really great play in this game. He had 20 points, 6 boards, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block. Really good game there. We saw a nice one from Larry Nance. He was the how did I miss that play tonight? 18 and 11. A nice double-double for 4 assists, 3 steals, while shooting 53% from the field. Nice game there. Even Brandon Ingram had a nice game. 32 minutes for him. He had 14 and 6 to go with 1 assist. Decent game there. On the Boston Celtics side, Jay Crowder, not a great game, but it was very serviceable. 18 points for him. He had 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals in 33 minutes. Saw a nice one from Al Horford, 11 and 8 to go with 8 assists, 1 block in his 30 minutes. Isaiah Thomas did drop 38 points. He just didn't do much else. He had 38 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal in his 37 minutes. Hit 5 for 11 from behind the arc, but the price was just too high up on him today. The really nice play I liked was Marcus Smart, man. In 31 minutes, he had 9 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals while shooting 30% from the field. If he shoots a better percentage, he has a much better game out tonight. Terry Rozier in 17 minutes had 10 and 4 to go with 2 assists, and Kelly Olynyk had 7 and 9 to go with 2 assists in his 15 minutes. Next game I'm going to talk about, the Denver Nuggets at home against the Milwaukee Bucks. And this was some bullshit too, because news broke earlier in the day, oh, Nikola Jokic is going to play. So then, from all of the websites that help us with fantasy, we get these reports that, oh yeah, Jokic is going to be on a strict minutes restriction. So meaning he's not going to play much. Well, later after the game, they asked Mike Malone, we thought that he was going to be on a minutes restriction. What? Minutes restriction? What? Where'd that come from? Bullshit. Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Milwaukee side in 34 minutes had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks while shooting 69% from the field, hit 4 of 4 free throws and 1 of 3 3-point shots. Jabari Parker, nice game. In 34 minutes, he had 27 and 11 with 4 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block for him, shooting 50% from the field. And John Henson, I told you, we talked about him. We talked about John Henson. 30 minutes for him. He has 16 points, 5 boards, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. And I'm telling you, they traded those guys away because Jason Kidd likes the guys he has. And I think he's going to develop a more sound and solid center rotation that we can actually get a read on. Matt Dellavedova had 12 assists, 4 rebounds, and 4 points to go with the steal in his 31 minutes. That was pretty decent there for him. Didn't see much else from the Milwaukee Bucks side. On the Denver Nuggets side, nice game we saw from the Chalk. Wilson Chandler, he led the team in minutes with 41 of them, had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 4 blocks while shooting only 35% from the field. He did not hit a 3-point shot, although he took 5 of them. If he hits a couple of threes, he has a much better game. Kenneth Faried double-doubled again in his 25 minutes, 19 and 11 with 1 assist, and Nikola Jokic a triple-double for the boy with the minutes restriction. He played 32 minutes, had 20 points, 13 boards, and 11 assists to go with a steal, and he did most of this damage in the first half. He had 40 DraftKings points at the half. Nikola Jokic is the real fucking deal. He is the real deal. Gary Harris, in his 27 minutes, had 14 and 2, with 2 assists and 2 steals while shooting 46% from the field. Jamal Murray, a nice play in 20 minutes. He had 18 and 3 with 1 assist. And Darrell Arthur, in his 17 minutes, had 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. The next game I'm going to talk about, Sacramento Kings at home against the Phoenix Suns. Probably the closest, most entertaining game of the evening. It was on League Pass. I just finished watching it just a few minutes ago. TJ Warren, man, in 21 points in 36 minutes. 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Pretty good game there from him. Saw a nice one from Devin Booker. 33 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, and 2 steals to go with the block, including the game-winning bank shot in the face of Matt Barnes for the win. I was so glad he hit that shot because I just wanted shit to end, and I wanted to take my money off of the table. I was glad to hit that last shot. It was over. Brandon Knight, 12 and 2 with 1 assist for him. Not a great game we saw from Eric Bledsoe. I did not like him very much in this game. In 33 minutes, he had 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal while shooting 33% from the field. But he did hit 3 of 6 3-point shots. Tyson Chandler went up and came down with 12 boards, but he only had 7 points and 1 steal. No block shots for him. 32 minutes was how long he was out there. Not a great game there for him. On the Sacramento side of the ball, nice get. The big man was triple-doubling tonight because Boogie Cousins did. In 34 minutes, he had 22 points, 12 boards, and 12 assists with 1 steal and 2 blocks while shooting 37% from the field. Really nice game there we saw from Boogie Cousins. Matt Barnes, in his 38 minutes, had 6 and 10 with 4 assists and 1 block while shooting 33% from the field. He took 4 3-point shots and did not make a damn one of them. Horrible shooting game from behind the arc we saw from Matt Barnes. Darren Collison, in 37 minutes, had 19 and 2 with 1 assist and 1 steal, shooting 50% from the field and 3 for 4 from behind the arc. And there was a Ben McLemore sighting. 35 minutes for him. He had 18 points and 3 assists. Awesome return on that minimum salary investment if you got it. Ty Lawson was a really solid perimeter play in this game. In 28 minutes, he had 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals while shooting 70% from the field and hit 4 of 4 shots from the free throw. The last game on the slate was the Portland Trail Blazers at the Motor Center taking on the Dallas Mavericks. This was a good game as well. I definitely enjoyed watching this game. We're going to start on the Dallas Mavericks side where I whiffed on the minutes leader, Wesley Matthews, returning to Portland. This was his former team. It was a revenge narrative associated. He had 27 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists while shooting 8 for 17 from the field, 8 for 9 from the free throw, and 3 of 6 from behind the arc. Awesome shooting game we saw from Wesley Matthews. Harrison Barnes, not a great game there, 13 and 7 with 2 assists and 1 steal. And it seemed like during the point of the game, they were just feeding Wesley Matthews the ball, and we were kind of neglecting the other guys on the team. They still got the win, though, so I guess it all worked out. Dirk Nowitzki, in his 32 minutes, had 9 and 5 with 2 assists. Not a great game there. Seth Curry, low breath, started off very slow. He had 29 minutes, had 19 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, had that early foul trouble, was playing the entire third quarter with 4 fouls, so he had a decent game out under those conditions. Yogi Ferrell went fucking nuts. I mean, he turned the lights out. 32 points for him. He had 2 rebounds, 5 assists, played 39 minutes. This dude is the real deal. He's got to be. There's no other way. I mean, to play this consistently. I mean, he's playing to play. Like, this dude is playing to continue to play. Like, his future is not already laid out for him. He doesn't have a 4-year deal. This dude is signing 10-day contracts. Awesome there. Awesome game for him. Next, on the Portland side, we're going to talk about Evan Turner. In his 31 minutes, he had 24 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, and 1 steal. He hit 1 of 4 3-point shots, hit 10 of 17 field goals, 58%, and hit 3 of 3 from the foul line. Nice game there. Mason Plumlee had 9 and 9 with 1 assist and 1 steal and 1 block. No, he had 9 points, 9 boards, 1 steal, and 1 block. Not a great game there for him. CJ McCollum led the team in scoring with 28 points, had 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 block while shooting 55% from the field. And a shitty game from Dame Lillard, bro. In 37 minutes, he had 13 and 9 with 6 assists, 1 block while shooting 20% from the field. Hit 4 of 20 shots. Horrible game. He also took 8 3-point shots and only hit 1. Not a great game there for him at all. Al-Farouq Aminu in 37 minutes had 14 and 8 with 1 assist while shooting 50% from the field. And he hit 4 of 8 3-point shots. Now that we have recapped last night's games, let's go ahead and take a look at tomorrow's slate. What we're going to do, we're going to jump into our player pool. This is where we we view the price points. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at price. We're looking at guys that are similar salary around those guys. This is where we find out who we are definitively liking or who we know for a fact we're not gonna fuck with for whatever reason. And that's how we set that up. But the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna look at the slate recognition. We're gonna break the slate down and see where the games are. Right? All right. So we know it's a 10-game slate. Starts at 7 p.m. You can see we've got a 5-game late slate. We've got a 2-game turbo at 7:30, and we've got a 5-game turbo that starts at 8:30. You know what I'm gonna say next? I shouldn't even have to say this. Make a motherfucking lineup in the 5 games. Make a lineup in the 5. Throw it in the main. Make one in the late. Throw it in the main. Trust me, you won't regret it. Now let's go ahead and pull the players' pricing up. That way we can make an accurate assessment of who we like and who we want to fuck with. Okay, wait a minute. Alright. Get that opened up. Alright, here we go. Alright, and as we can see, Boogie is the highest salaried guy on tomorrow's slate. So that kind of makes this slate juicy already. Because we don't have the Russell Westbrooks, we don't have the Hardens. There's nobody above 11K. Everybody is 10-7 or cheaper. That makes this slate a lot more manageable. You can kind of get anybody you want. We know it's 10 games, so value's going to open up. Tomorrow's cash line should be pretty high. I'm thinking, just looking at this, if you ain't hitting 290, you probably won't be touching the cash line tomorrow. Because the top is too cheap at the top. It's too cheap at the top. It's 10.7 at the top. So, DeMarcus Cousins in a matchup against the Golden State Warriors is not somebody who I am going to be looking at tomorrow. For the simple fact, they're going to blow the doors off of this team. They're on the back-to-back. The Sacramento Kings are on a back-to-back. Golden State is fucking balling right now. There's no way I'm taking DeMarcus Cousins in a blowout like that. LeBron James at 10.5. There's a good chance that my Knicks get blown out tomorrow. But I do like LeBron James. I think there's a big 3-stack waiting here. Especially if we see Kevin Love is out, I think we can definitely stack some shit on the Cleveland side. But I do like LeBron tomorrow. He goes to New York, he fucking balls. That's just what he does. Anthony Davis, 10.4. Yes, I love Anthony Davis tomorrow at that price point against the Washington Wizards. I really do. Giannis is definitely in play at 10.3 against the Phoenix Suns. John Wall is a play that I kind of like at 10.2 against the New Orleans Pelicans. Kevin Durant is a no for me. Stephen Curry is a no for me. Kawhi Leonard against the Denver Nuggets is in play for me at 9.3. I do not like Karl Anthony Towns tomorrow. Nikola Jokic against the San Antonio Spurs. The price is down. 9.3 last night. The price is down to 8.9. I think under 9K, you've got to roster Nikola Jokic no matter what the matchup is. That's just what I'm feeling. I do like him tomorrow. Eric Bledsoe is a no for me at 8.5. I don't like him. Joel Embiid probably will not play tomorrow. Kyrie Irving, Kyrie Irving is in play. Yeah, he's in play. He's definitely in play tomorrow. And especially if we don't see Kevin Love soaking up some of that usage in play. Paul George at 8.1. It looks like the matchup is nice, but I don't like Paul George tomorrow. Kevin Love is questionable. We got to find out if he's going to be playing. Draymond Green set out to rest. He probably is going to play. And if he does, the price is low enough, 7.9. I probably can get him tomorrow. Probably one of the only guys. Him and Klay Thompson will be the only guys that I feel comfortable rostering from the Golden State side. Carmelo Anthony at 7.8. No, not in play for me. The price should not have went up. This dude scored 19 DraftKings points. The price is 7.4, and it went up to 7.8. No, I'm good on that. Marc Gasol, 7.7. Yes, give me some Marc Gasol tomorrow. Hassan Whiteside, 7.6. No Embiid. Yes, Whiteside. Andre Drummond is in play at 7.6. I like him. Paul Millsap, I like him against the Orlando Magic. Jeff Teague is not in play for me against Detroit. Rudy Gobert against the Charlotte Hornets. Yes, we can definitely attack the Charlotte Hornets rebounding the basketball. I like Rudy Gobert tomorrow. Uh, Drew Holiday is in play at 7.4. Gordon Dragic, probably one of my favorite point guard plays on the slate. The price hasn't moved much, 7.4. Gordon Hayward, the price is up from 6.6 to 7.3. Utah's at home. I think we're good going there. Dwight Howard at 7.2 is not a play that I'm very interested in, but he played for the Orlando Magic. This dude smashes teams that he played against. Let's give me some Dwight Howard tomorrow. Mike Conley in a bounce back game at 7.1. I like him going up against Ricky Rubio defense for sure. Nikolai Vucevic is not a play that I'm very interested in at 7K flat. Kemba Walker, he's questionable. If he doesn't play, if he does play, I still don't like him. Just because Utah slow pace, the point total is probably going to be low. I'm good on that. Jabari Parker is in play at 7K. I like him. Brad Beal is a no for me. Markieff Morris is a no for me at 6.9, matching up with with Anthony Davis. Now I'm good on that. I like Klay Thompson tomorrow at 6.9. Dion Waiters at 6.9 is a good play against the Philadelphia 76ers. Miles Turner is a no for me against Andre Drummond. Kristaps Porzingis is probably my favorite play from the Knicks. I like him tomorrow at 6.7. Dude is a freak. He can do what he wants to do. I like him tomorrow. LaMarcus Aldridge, shout out for rest. Probably going to play tomorrow. I still don't like him. Devin Booker is a no for me. Ersan Ilyasova is a no for me. Nicholas Batum is not a play that I'm interested in either. Neither is Andrew Wiggins. Serge Ibaka is a no. Otto Porter, yes, at 6.2. I like him. Martin Gortat is somebody that we can use to target New Orleans, the center position. I like him. Wilson Chandler, man, if he does get a start, he's probably going to be seeing some Kawhi defense. That means I don't want any of him. Elfrid Payton is a play that I really like. We attack Atlanta on the perimeter, either with a point guard that we like or the primary ball handler. Elfrid Payton, solid play for me tomorrow. The price is just right at 6K. I like Elfrid Payton tomorrow. Rick Rubio is a no for me against Mike Conley defense, and I don't like him. Robert Covington, he may play tomorrow. If he does, I still don't like him. Brandon Jennings, if we don't see Derrick Rose, yes, you can target guys against Kyrie Irving defense. Yes, you can target guys against Kyrie Irving defense. I like him. Dennis Schroeder, man, he's gonna have to show me something before I roster him again. Ernest Noel, no. KCP, I like KCP at 5.9 to bounce back. I like that. Nobody's gonna want to roster him after what he did last night. I like him tomorrow. David Lee is a no for me. Zach LaVine, he is questionable, but he may play. And if he does, I still don't like him. Derrick Rose is questionable. If he plays and he's full minutes, full go, I'll use anybody that it takes to attack Kyrie Irving on the perimeter, defensive wise. I like him. Zach Randolph is definitely in play at 5.6. George Hill is in play for me at 5.6. Even though this is the fourth ranked DVP against the point guard position, I kind of like George Hill tomorrow. Kenneth Reed is a no for me. Terrence Jones is a no for me. Tobias Harris is a no. Danilo Gallinari probably will not play tomorrow. Thaddeus Young probably will not play tomorrow. Uh, Will Barton at 5.4. If he does play, I kind of like him against San Antonio. Greg Monroe is a no for me. TJ McConnell, I don't like him. I don't like to play point guards against Miami. Tim Hardaway Jr., if he gets to start, yes, fire him up. Gorgie Jang is a no for me. Darren Collison, no. Tyler Johnson, I like Tyler Johnson at 5.1. Channing Frye, if he gets to start at 5.1, that is a little too expensive for me. Even if he starts with Kevin Love tomorrow, that is a little too expensive for me. Kent Bazemore is dead to me. Evan Fournier, get him while the price is still low. 5K is a salary. I like a little Orlando backcourt stack with Evan Fournier as well as Elfrid Payton. I kind of like that. Tristan Thompson, yeah, 5K. Give me some Tristan Thompson against the Knicks. Definitely. Marcus Morris is a player that I'm kind of interested in at 5K. I like him. Paul Gasol, he's still out. Derek Favors probably will not play tomorrow. Tyreek Evans is a no for me. Dario Saric, I don't like him. Gary Harris, I kind of like Gary Harris at 4.8. Aaron Gordon, no for me. Against Atlanta, no. Andre Iguodala is a really good play. If you understand this game is probably going to blow out, I like Andre Iguodala tomorrow, especially if somebody sits. If somebody sits, I like him. PJ Tucker, I like him at 4.7K. Jameer Nelson is in play for me. Malcolm Brogdon is a no. Jaleel Okafor is a no. Hernan Gomez, interesting. Because we don't know just how good this dude is. We haven't seen enough of him to see if, like, against top flight competition against, the Cleveland Cavaliers in Madison Square Garden, center stage. Can this guy perform? So I would take a shot on him tomorrow, just because I don't see the ownership being super high on him. Now that the price is a little bit up, and he's in a second-ranked matchup against the power forward / center position against the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think we can definitely roster him, especially if we don't see Kevin Love tomorrow. Joe Ingles at 4.5 is in play for me. I kind of like him. Cody Zeller, no. Even if he plays, I don't like him. Emmanuel Mudiay, no. Willie Reed, no. Marvin Williams, no. Tony Allen, yes, I like Tony Allen at 4.2K. He sees a lot of defensive usage against the shooting guard position. I like him. Courtney Lee is a player that I kind of like at 4.2. Cleveland does not defend the shooting guard position very particularly well. They don't defend the perimeter well at all, actually. So I do like Courtney Lee tomorrow. Rodney Hood probably is out tomorrow. Frank Kaminsky is a player that I kind of like. If he's going to be starting, and he shoots the ball. He shoots the ball really well, and the points got to come from somewhere. So I kind of like Frank Kaminsky. He's the cheapest of the Charlotte starters that we can get in our roster, so I like him at 4.2K. Dwayne Dedmon is definitely in play at 4.2 if he's in starting situation again. Iman Shumpert is a no for me. CJ Miles, yeah, 4.1. Garrett Temple is out. Shabazz Muhammad is a no. Matt Barnes, no, I don't want no Matt Barnes tomorrow. John Lure is in play at 4K. I like him. Tony Parker is a no. Yusuf Nurkic, no. TJ Warren, yes, at 4K. Very cheap price on TJ Warren. I kind of like him. Tomorrow. JaMychal Green is a no for me. Ty Lawson at 3.9. If you get scrub love, yeah, I like him. Jaja is a no for me. Wayne Ellington is a no for me. Danny Green, yes, at 3.9. Kyle Korver is a no. Marco Bellinelli. So let's go ahead and try to find, some of those salary saving 3K play of the day, right? Malcolm Delaney at 3K. He's been seeing some nice run lately. Somebody may be able to look to. Chris Humphries, no. Pickens is slim, bro. Pickens is slim. I don't see anybody. Maybe Trey Burke at 3K. Somebody that you can look at. Maybe some Ian Mahinmi. He may play tomorrow. If he does play and he's not on a minutes restriction, we can look at him because they're dying to give Gortat a break. They're dying to give Gortat a break. Remember this name, man. Remember this name. Because when he's healthy and at full strength, Ian Mahinmi, he's going to be a really nice play until his price catches up to his production. Malachi Richardson, 3K. I think you can like Malachi Richardson. He didn't see much run tonight. Ben McLemore did. But either of these guys, I think it'd be a good play, especially once this game blows out. So, now that we have delved into the player pool, let's go ahead and do a quick overview of the point totals tomorrow. Because once we have developed these player pools in our heads, before we jump into a core four, we want to see where we're going to be investing. What games do we want to invest our DraftKings or FanDuel dollars into? So, let's go ahead. Let's get the logo popping real quick. That's kind of what it's all about. Shout out again to everybody in the sweatshop who balled out tonight, man. Thank y'all, man. I was tearing up, bro. This shit is crazy. To see so many people just win. It was awesome. Let's go ahead and jump into a quick review of the point total. We're going to start the New Orleans Pelicans going to Washington to take on the Wizards. This is a 217-point total, with the Washington Wizards giving up 7.5 points. A few plays stand out to me in this game. Number one is Anthony Davis. If you think that he's going to play a full game, get him in your lineup. I like him tomorrow. I think we can also go with Drew Holiday in this game. Got to take a look at John Wall. I like him. I do not like Bradley Beal. Otto Porter is definitely somebody who deserves consideration as well as Martin Gortat. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Philadelphia 76ers going to Miami to take on the Heat. I love Goran Dragic. He might be an early favorite for my core four. I just love the roster of him. He's such a safe, high floor, medium ceiling play. I kind of like him. The point total is 207.5. He leads the league in drives to the basket at 13.6. He is not going to be met at the basket by Joel Embiid, probably. So I do like Goran Dragic tomorrow. I think Dion Waiters is definitely in play there. We got to get some of him before the gravy train stops. We got to get some of that. James Johnson is a play that's very, very, very intriguing to me. However, I wouldn't see going that deep in the Miami side. On the Philadelphia side, not too much to like there. I think you can maybe you can look to Ersan Ilyasova, maybe. But I don't like much from the Philadelphia side. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Cleveland Cavaliers going to New York to take on my New York Knicks. This should be a drubbing, a blowout, but the Cavaliers are not playing very great basketball now. So there's a chance that this game could be close enough to where we see, 3.5 quarters of LeBron. If that's the case, I like him. Fire him up. I like LeBron tomorrow. Kyrie definitely deserves consideration going up against Brandon Jennings' defense. If we don't see Derrick Rose, even if we see Derrick Rose, I still like uh, Kyrie Irving, but I like the opposing point guard as well because we know Kyrie plays no defense. We can definitely target the New York Knicks rebounding the basketball. We do that with Tristan Thompson and or Channing Frye begins to start, or if Kevin Love plays, we do it there. If Kevin Love plays, I'm stacking a big three and I'm just gonna roll like that. Uh, Especially if this game is gonna be like in one of the later slates. Like if this is the turbo, the turbo at 8:30. Yeah, I'm stacking this, and I'm gonna make it in there, and I'm gonna put one in the main. That's where I'm going with that. Nick's side, Chris Steph's the only player I really like. Not really feeling Carmelo Anthony right now. He's got to show me some stuff. Um, Brandon Jennings, of course, is still in play because he's very cheap. You can look at him too. And Hernan Gomez is also a player that you can look to if you want to some salary savings at that center position. Next game I'm going to talk about is a 204-point total. And by the way, there's no spread for that Cleveland Cavaliers game because we have the injury to Derrick Rose as well as Kevin Love on the Cleveland Cavaliers side. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Memphis Grizzlies going to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. This is a 204-point total, one of the lowest point totals on the slate. Memphis is giving up 1.5 points, so Minnesota is a home dog. I like home dogs. They usually have a little extra oomph to the game. I think that we can definitely look in the direction of Mike Conley on the Memphis side as well as Marc Gasol. I also like Tony Allen a bit. Be on the lookout for Vince Carter coming off the bench and actually doing some really good scoring in this game. On the Minnesota side, there is not much to like. Maybe some Gorgie Jang. I do not like Karl Anthony Towns. This is a very slow-paced matchup, and he's a guy that rebounds and starts transition with his quick passing skills. I don't see that happening very much. Rick Rubio is somebody who's kind of interesting, but the price is still up on him, so I don't think I'm going to have too much exposure to him. And you can also look at Andrew Wiggins in this game. You can take a look at him. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Phoenix Suns at home against the Milwaukee Bucks. This is a 217.5-point total with the Milwaukee Bucks receiving 1 point. That's right. Phoenix is a home favorite in this game. Off the top, I think Bledsoe can be a decent play. I like Henson if he does start again. I think you can look to Giannis Antetokounmpo as well as Jabari Parker some. One guy that interests me is TJ Warren. The price is still cheap. He's at $4K. I think we can definitely look there to him. And also, Tyson Chandler can be a decent play in this game as well. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Denver Nuggets going to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. We've got a heap of Nugget injuries. That is why there is not yet a point total for this game, as well as on the San Antonio side, where we know that Aldridge just sat out, so he gets that questionable tag. I think he's going to be fine to play. I think it was a rest issue. And if he does play, it looks like a decent play. Not so much. Only guy I'll be rostering for this entire game for me is going to be Jamal Murray if I think the game blows out, and Jokic. Just get Jokic in your lineups. The dude is under 9K. This is going to scare a lot of people off him. The ownership is not going to be what it should be, and dude's going to ball out. He just is. San Antonio doesn't have an active enough post presence, especially at the center position, for him to garner that early foul trouble that used to get him in trouble in the beginning of the season. So I really think we see a full game from Nikola Jokic, unless we hear something otherwise. I'd say fire him up, get him in your lineups. Next game we're going to talk about is the Charlotte Hornets going to Utah to take on the Jazz. Not too much to like about this game. Is a 196.5-point total, with the Utah Jazz giving up 7.5 to the Charlotte Hornets. Maybe they know something. Maybe they know Kemba's not going to play. But that's a big point spread for a team that I think is fairly good. And speaking of the Charlotte Hornets, on the Hornets side, there's not too much that I do like. I think Nick Batum kind of deserves some consideration. If you're looking at, a point guard and you like Kemba, I don't like him at all tomorrow. I wouldn't go in that direction. There's not too much I like on the Charlotte Hornets side. I think Frank Kaminsky can be a nice play just because he's going to be starting and he's so fucking cheap. 4.2K is a very cheap price for a starting center. Even though he's going to be going against Rudy Gobert, I don't see him banging down low. I see him drawing Rudy Gobert out along the baseline and the perimeter, shooting that 18-foot jump shot. So I do like Frank Kaminsky tomorrow. On the Utah Jazz side, of course, without Derek Favors, of course we can target them rebounding the basketball with Rudy Gobert. He's probably one of my favorite plays on the slate, actually. We can also look to George Hill, I think, in some spots if Kemba does not play. Ramon Sessions probably is out as well. So we're looking at like Brandon Roberts, maybe seeing an increase in minutes. Brian Roberts seeing an increase in minutes. I'm sure he's 3K, deserves consideration. Gordie Hayward is a player that I also like in this game. The price is up on him from 6.6 to about 7.3, something like that, 7.8 maybe. That's a nice price increase. But that's a dude that can do it, man. This dude, he balled out early in the year. I see him having no trouble having a really nice game without Derek Favors and with Rudy Gobert rebounding the ball and getting it back out to him so he can shoot it again. Last game on the slate is going to be the Golden State Warriors going to Sacramento to take on the Kings. This is a 226-point total. One I believe is the highest point total on the slate, but do not be fooled. The point total is that high because Golden State is going to be scoring a bunch of fucking points. But the problem is they're not going to all come from the Big Four. They're going to come from all over the team. The first team is going to beat the shit out of Sacramento. Then the second team is going to come and beat the shit out of Sacramento. I do not see this game being close at all. And for that reason, there's not too many players that I like. The only guys that I actually feel comfortable rostering is whoever is starting in place of Aaron Aflalo if he can't play. Whoever's starting in place of him, and Draymond Green and Klay Thompson. I'm not touching Curry tomorrow. I'm not touching Kevin Durant. The price is going to be too high on those guys. This game's probably going to blow out. There's going to be a lot of cats doing the dirty work. The smaller, low-price guys. I'll take my chances there. This has been your DFS Jerusalem. I just want to thank you so much for everything that you are doing for the show, for me, for my family. Great blessing this show has been to all of us. And if you would like to support the show further, man, there's a couple of ways you can do that. There's a box over there that says support the show. Click that. Let it take you where it has to take you. Also, you can go hit up the DFSSweatshop.com website and pay your 2 punk-ass quarters a day. Not even a cup of coffee a day. To have some of the top-notch, best DFS minds in the game sit down with you and go through your Core 4 roster building strategy. Also learn that Core 4 roster building strategy as well as some other tips and tricks that we do have for you on the DFS Sweatshop website. Also, another shout out to all the big winners, man. Thank y'all so much for being part of the Sweatshop, man, the real way. The Twitter family, I love y'all. I appreciate everything that y'all do for us, man. It's a very, very good night for us, man. It was a very nice night, and we see many more to come. It's still still a long season. We're not even halfway through yet, and cats are already having their lives change. That's awesome. I know mine has. So, of course, this has been your Defense Jerusalem. Thank you. Y'all have a wonderful and profitable weekend, starting with your Saturday. The number one thing that I want you to do in the DFS Sweatshop is keep it 300.